Not many people had the Thunder winning this series, and those who did sure as hell didn't have them winning in 5 games. But going back to Golden State for Game 5, that is what the Thunder can do. They pushed the Warriors to the brink of elimination with a 118-94 victory at Chesapeake Energy Arena. Nailed it in Oklahoma City on Tuesday evening. Now, only one player from both teams, well, multiple players from the Thunder are playing great, but I should say only one player looks like the real MVP on the floor, and it ain't Steph Curry, and it ain't Draymond Green. And it's not really Kevin Durant's playing great. It's really Russell Westbrook, who had 36 points, 11 rebounds, 11 assists, and 4 steals. Now, we know he's a triple-double machine. He did it all year long. He had like the most triple-doubles since Magic during the regular season, but if the regular season's taught us anything,
no one gives a shit.
73 wins may not win you the Western Conference Finals.
Nope.
Francis, Maxwell, we have ourselves there's a good word that we can place here. I need it. What could be the word of the day?
Game.
I hate you so much. Fine, Francis.
Yeah,
what did you think?
I'm blown away continuously by the mechanical nature that this Oklahoma City team has just installed since they've hit the playoffs, right? And I understand if you're watching regular season and you're telling me this is the same OKC, then I don't believe you, because I watched nearly every OKC game, or as many as I could this season. They had moments of sheer brilliance, and they had moments of like, this team could go all the way. But there's a reason why we were continuously talking about whether or not Kevin Durant will stay at this team, or whether Kevin Durant needs to explore further options, is because they never clicked as well, and they never used the versatility of their bench as much as they have done now. And they never relied and kind of put that trust upon Cantor and Adams and Dion Waiters and other players in that team, and Ibaka, who are able to step up and provide with crucial moments in that game. Because yes, Russell Westbrook will take the plaudits, and Kevin Durant draining threes from near Steph range towards the end. But it's the full collective team that now has everyone quaking in their boots, because they've found a chemistry, they found a way to disrupt the most effective team in the regular season, and again proves the point that what does it matter if you can go on and be compared to the Chicago Bulls all season if you're going to fall against a team that you are compared so highly against in the regular season? Is no one really cares when it comes down to that, because you're playing against a team that has the ability to literally look you down and be like, case study, game after game after game. What is your flaws? What can I pick apart? And that's what Oklahoma City are doing, is they're not just playing their own game, but they're understanding the weaknesses and the problems within Golden State, and they're turning them into their own positives.
Everything changes in a 7-game series, just because, again, like you just mentioned, they could stare down their case study. It also proves another very important point, which I actually see in the comment section below a lot. No, when you say that the Warriors are going to beat the Thunder because your statement is the Warriors beat the Thunder 3-0 in the regular season, the Thunder didn't beat them. It's not a valid point. It's not a valid argument. And it happens all the time. The Raptors were very successful against the Cleveland Cavaliers during the regular season. The Raptors showed signs of success during the Cleveland Cavaliers during the regular season, but they're in a deadlock 2-2 series. Again, credit to the Raptors for all of that. I'm actually very excited for Game 5 tonight. But in terms of the Warriors and the Thunder series, I tweeted out yesterday, because there's only one person that I actually knew personally, that happened to be Cenk Uygur, who said the Spurs would beat the Miami Heat in 5 games in the NBA Finals in 2014, which, to me, everybody else said you're out of your damn mind.
You ready for this? Spurs in 5. That's mental, right? Watch!
Yeah, because that would be one of the most, if not the most lopsided NBA Finals, given the talent on the court for both sides.
Yeah.
And the Spurs won in 5. This will be the most lopsided 5-game series, potentially in Western Conference playoffs history, given what we saw the Warriors do during the regular season. But here's where I want to start pinpointing a couple things. Why is it that Steph Curry gets this special treatment in the headlines, given that he's the MVP, but now it's 70% healthy Steph Curry? Is he all that healthy? Even Bill Simmons, someone I generally like and read all the time, said, I can't wait to discuss about how injured really is Steph Curry. He didn't look injured against the Portland Trail Blazers when he ripped off 17 points in overtime. He sure as hell didn't look injured when they won Game 2 in Golden State, right? But on the road against the Oklahoma City Thunder, there's no excuses. Russell Westbrook's playing like the real MVP. Steph Curry's playing like shit.
Yeah.
And someone needs to say it, because nobody is. But only one person's playing worse than Steph Curry right now.
Draymond Green.
And that's Draymond Green. And you want numbers? Sure. Last 2 games, 2 of 16, 12 points, 10 turnovers.
The turnovers is what I was going to say.
And lastly, on the point of Draymond Green, he went from being, again, we say subjectively, if you like the guy, he's a passionate player. If you don't like the guy, he's a dirty player. You can throw that all out the window. Now he's playing like a stupid player. Yeah. Because Draymond Green, there's no argument. He tripped Cantor.
Yeah.
You can take a look at the video here. He's going to get a flagrant one, and he's going to be suspended. That kind of frustration that takes over is not good, and it's not going to prove well for the Warriors going back home. Can the Warriors win in 7? Sure. What the fuck do I know at this point, given the predictions I've made? I can happily admit that. Can the Warriors win 7? Absolutely they can. Can the Thunder win in 5? Sure. But there's only one person I know who said the Thunder in 6, and that's Andre. So he might have the best prediction out of anybody.
Golden State Warriors win tomorrow. We sit here, and everyone is back to square one, where we're like, wow, it's a possibility now that they can come back. But Jason, I did want to go back on your point, this is the chance now for Steph Curry, right? He has nothing to prove. I'm not going to say that Steph Curry needs to prove to me that he's the MVP. Or needs to prove that he has to do this, because he's proven it time and time again. The guy has done mesmerizing things with a basketball, and he's taken his team past certain depths that you wouldn't expect them to go to. But this is where, if this was Cleveland, we're looking at LeBron James. All eyes are on LeBron James, and we're thinking, right, if LeBron James really is the player that we expect him to be for that team, this is where he needs to show up. You're back at home. You're back in the Bay. That crowd has the ability to shake the roof. Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant, you know that they have flaws. They are unbelievable players, but Russell Westbrook has got streaks in his game where he may go through a period of not making every single shot and taking shots that you wouldn't expect him to do. Right. That's where you expect Steph Curry to go up the other end and prove that he's intelligent. Prove that he has the ability to make shots. Because at the moment, it's not just Steph's shooting that I'm seeing being off the cuff. It's his decision making. It's the early pass that I see.
The passes and they're getting picked off in the lane.
The one that I see. Remember we talked about it. It was game 1, and they had a breakaway, right, where it was a 2-on-1, and rather than taking it up into the opposition territory and maybe looking for that pass, he tried to throw it 3/4 way back to Klay Thompson, and it just got picked off. And all of a sudden, OKC, the pendulum, because there was only 2 points in the game at this point, OKC went back up. Kevin Durant rattled in that crucial shot.
Yeah.
And that is the difference maker, is that decision making that Steph Curry had down to a T in the regular season and had down to a T against the Portland Trail Blazers. But it seems now that this Russell Westbrook mentality, that I'm actually one of the most valuable players in this league, and I'm taking my team to new levels. That's something that Steph Curry, at this moment in time, hasn't been showing as much, but do I count him out? Will I be surprised if Steph tomorrow night and bangs in 40 points and takes some surpass it? Then I'll be the first one to be like, that's Steph Curry, that's what we expect. But the best thing about the NBA season is it does go game by game. We can't sit here and predict that and criticize Steph Curry to the point of saying he's the reason that they're losing. No, because if he does it tonight, they'll come back.
On a game-by-game basis, in Game 3 and in Game 4, Steph Curry played like shit.
Yeah, Game 2,
Draymond Green played even worse. In Game 2, he played great. In Game 1, he actually played pretty well too. It just wasn't enough. Obviously, the Thunder were able to come away with the win. Credit where credit's due. Andre Roberson has been playing phenomenal basketball. Yeah. Billy Donovan's put a lot of trust in him. Actually, the Thunder small ball lineup, Westbrook, Waiters, Roberson, Durant, and Ibaka, have outscored the Warriors 91-35 in 26 minutes over the last 2 games. That small ball lineup, who started really transitioning into small ball basketball? That was Steve Kerr's Golden State Warriors that really took it to a whole new level. Mark Jackson built a team. Steve Kerr transcended that team, and they won a championship playing guys like Draymond Green at the 5. And now all of a sudden, Billy Donovan says, you can do it, so can I. I can also right now, at least over the last 2 games, can do it better than you have been doing throughout this series. You mentioned Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson was unbelievable in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah.
The guy could be a volume scorer at any point. That's why he went off for 37 points in a quarter before. That's why we can see him regularly go off for 19, 20, 21 points in a quarter at any given moment. He only had like 3 points heading into that period. He also had a great press conference moment where the fact check got him pretty hard. Take a look.
I mean, we had 40 assists. That's a positive, but is that right? Nope, never mind. 15. Sheesh. Way off.
And that kind of sums up their thought process in the game at the moment. Is like
we had 40 assists.
Maybe they've been cruising at such a high altitude all season that it becomes a normality. And even when they're not
humbling,
a little bit humbling, and when they're not performing to that same extent, it becomes a little like shocking, like, oh Jesus, we're not performing at that same magnitude. But the last point I wanted to make about Klay is that is where in game 2, Iguodala did a very similar thing where he just went off for a specific period of a game in game 2 to get them that victory, where he had one of the most phenomenal moves. I think still the move of the postseason for me, where he had to adjust his body.
I know what you're talking
Jesus
about.
Christ. But what that did is that allowed for Steph and Cole to rally behind him. When you see Klay Thompson do something like that, I never seen the Golden State Warriors teammates rally behind him and I would say capitalize on that momentum. And that's what you need when you have a big moment like that. When Russell Westbrook went off game 1, everyone rallied behind him because he didn't start well in that game. And that's where I've seen OKC be the better team, is when they see one of their players get hot, they're doing everything they can to find him open, and they're doing everything they can to rally behind him and capitalize.
Yeah, the Steven Adams on Steph Curry matchup is not going well for Steph Curry.
No.
Steven Adams is blocked most of Steph Curry's 3 attempts when he's really at that point, and it's weird to see because we've seen Steph Curry pull off so much greatness over the last 2 years, but it's a matter of his back is against the wall now. They do get to go back to Oracle Arena, which is not an easy arena to win in, but the Thunder have already done it in this series.
Yeah.
So does the nail go in the coffin for the Warriors on Thursday? Is it a 5-game series, a gentleman's sweep as they'd call it, for the Oklahoma City Thunder, or does it go back to Oklahoma City for a Game 6 on Saturday? Leave your thoughts in the comments section below. Lots of different things to discuss with this game. Draymond, is he playing stupid? Is he the reason the Warriors can't get anything going? Steph Curry's play, Russell Westbrook, the real MVP, Kevin Durant's mom. There's so many things that are happening in this series. It's been blowout after blowout, though, so it's not exactly been the closest of games. At Franks_Maxwell, at JasonRubin91, at TYT Sports. We'll see you next time.